Great questions, please.
Fictitious character. Baahubali is just the name of the character. This is not a part of the history or something that happened before. It's not related to anyone in the history. We just took the name of Baahubali, which means strong arms. And we have a reason for, we also have a reason for naming him as Baahubali, which you'll be seeing in the film. Yeah, that's a very small part of it. Learning horse riding and training for the film was a very small part of it. When we started the film, we knew it was going to be a very big one, and we had to prepare a lot to give the audience what we conceived in the story. So we not only designed the costumes and the properties and the sets based on it. The dialogues are written in such a way, and there were a lot of practices. Horse riding and weapon training and martial arts are being a part of it. Apart from that, the actors had to train with the dialogues and the body language. We had numerous dialogue rendering sessions, and we shot a lot of what you call as pre-shoot. We shot with the actors, rendering the dialogues and getting them the lines both in Tamil and Telugu. That was a whole lot of preparation, but I was just looking at the making of the video after a long time, and I shot about 40% of the film, so still about 120 days of shoot is still left. So until everything is done, we cannot exactly come to a figure, but it is quite high. We expect it to be anywhere around 250 crores. Yes, please.
Yeah, there's a lot of experience. As he said, we were like rock climbing, we were like sword fighting, rock climbing, martial arts, horse riding, all these things happen. And what the experience is like, I think this is once in a lifetime film. You can never do a film like that again, maybe.
So you may have undergone many strides, so you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed a lot because when you know that you're part of one of the biggest motion picture in India and you're Baahubali, you'll definitely enjoy. And there is strain definitely because we did a lot of action and all. But Rajmouli and family, I know them from long. Anushka, I worked with her before, Tamanna, and the sets what Sabu sir gave. The everyday like me and Anushka, and suddenly after 10 days we go to a new set. The set is built for 5 acres, 10 acres. You know, when you see that, we are like, awesome, like it's a wonderful experience. We can't say that it's strain. It is like wonderful. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Opposite character. In Baahubali, the beginning, Tamanna is the heroine. Baahubali Part 2, Anushka is the heroine. But in Part 1, Anushka also plays a small but a powerful role, which will shock the audience. Thank you. Thank you very much. Surprisingly, for such a big film, the screenplay was, after initial the characterizations and a rough story plot was evolved, the screenplay took just 2.5 months to complete. We have finished 95% of the script. That was the quickest of all my films that I have done so far. We finished it so quickly. But the preparation for that, to do the storyboarding, to do the concept arts, for Sabu sir to come up with the set designs, forget putting up the sets, to just come up with the set designs, to source out the materials, to do the costumes, all that stuff took more than a year, 1 year, and that was a great feeling because we have never been through such a rigorous pre-production process before. Yeah, thank you very much. After Veera, I made Icha. After Magadira, I made Maryada Raman and Icha, which is a small film. After Bahubali, I don't know. I might make a big film. I might make a small film. But the thing is, what drives me is not the big or small. It is the story. If the story excites me, I don't mind making a big film, small film, medium film, or it doesn't matter. This these worlds of larger than life characters, larger than life emotions, kings, palaces, battles. These worlds I'm very comfortable with. Right from my childhood, reading Amar Chitrakada comics and all that, Mahabharata, Ramayana, I was so inspired. For me, that is the real world. Maybe this is the fictitious world. I live in that. I live in that world of those characters. After I became a director, obviously I can't make my first film with this kind of budgets. But after I made Yamadonga, which has got a little bit of mythological element to it, and after I made Veera, which has got a little bit of folklore, story set in folklore. The success of those films gave me more confidence that I can go into this big world, complete world. But what inspired us to actually go through that, to get into the actual filmmaking, are the characters created by my father. My father is a story writer for Baahubali and for most of my films, and he created these characters of Sivagami, Kattappa, Bhallal Deva. Actually, Bahubali came in much later. The character of Bahubali came in much later. These characters and the relationship between those characters and how the characters came into that particular scene. These were the line of thinking how we formed the story of Bahubali. And once we had the basic plot written, and once I narrated it to my main actors, Prabhas was very excited with each and every scene that I narrated. And my producer was more than happy to be, to produce such a big project. It's actually the inspiration that these two guys gave me, my producer Shobhu and my actor Prabhas. No, they were so much into the story, which made us make this film. Wanted to make a big film. Like I explained before, I always love those big worlds. But the big world was not chosen first. As I was explaining, it was the characters that we are chosen first. Each and every visual in this film, let it be the big palaces, let it be the big waterfalls, whatever you have seen in the trailer, they were not there just because we wanted something big. They were there because the it is 2 hours 40 minutes because the second part is not yet completely short. I cannot tell, but it will be about the same duration, 2.5 hours. Next year, yes.
So, your first movie with Prabhas was released in 2005, right? Chhatrapati.
That's right.
We have seen his growth as an actor and a mass hero. And how will you evaluate him now as an actor, Prabhas?
He has grown more mature, he has gone into much more deep thinking, and he started enjoying much more than what he did during Chhatrapati. During Chhatrapati, he was dependent more on the director to tell him each and everything. But in the past 10 years, with his experience, I think he started thinking a lot and making the job much more easier for the director.
I'd just like to interrupt with a small question. I'm going to be a part of the press for like 2 minutes, if that's okay. Rana, you've been rather quiet today, so I'd like to pop a question to you. Is that okay?
Please.
Okay. Can we start with a smile? You look really serious to me.
No, it's just covered in the beard. But
Okay.
I was smiling, man.
Fantastic. Okay, we've seen you a lot in Bollywood films. And how many no's did he say before you accepted this film?
How many no's did I say? Is that the question?
Yes. Because we've been waiting to see you down south, so.
Ma'am, I'm actually a Telugu actor, not a Hindi actor. First. Second, there was a tale which was almost as big as what a Ramayana is, or probably an epic that large. And almost a Valmiki type filmmaker has come to me and says, "Will you be the Ravan of this tale?" Would you think I would say no? So there was no at all.
All right, fantastic. I'm sure it'll be quite great seeing you in the film. Sir, can you please give us a little bit about your experience working in Baahubali, please?
Because you don't know it, it's about 25 years of experience now. And I think the time was right and I got the right opportunity at the right time. And I should really thank Shobhu, the producer, to have introduced me to Rajmouli, who had a vision. And my job was to make the vision come true. And I think if it was about 5 years or 10 years back, I wouldn't have been able to do justice. I feel I should really thank the Almighty who has put me at the right time to do the right job. I really enjoyed the film. Like, I feel it was a great experience. And I think every day was actually an experience and I really enjoyed doing it.
I wouldn't want to let out more about that. One of the, I think one and only the best character in this past 10 years, I think the most, a character which has a lot of substance, a lot of emotions, a lot of shades to it. Something which would be the best character of my career.
You definitely look quite different in the film from what we've seen you in your previous films as well. So we're hoping this will be quite different.
It is different, there are a lot of shades to it, so I'm sure, but like how Rajmouli said, this here for like just a few minutes in part 1 and then part 2, so between both you'll just see a lot of shades.
Fantastic. Can we pass over the mic to Tamanna, please?
For me, Baahubali is more like a relaunch into the film industry because I've never ever been approached for a character like this, and I thank Rajmouli for giving me this character. I think it's for the first time I actually feel I have a characterization in a film. So really enjoyed playing that. Well, I really enjoyed being in the space of the character. It's a totally new world, like Magilbati, what they're calling it here, Maheshmati in Telugu. It's a world that we are in, so I'm very lucky to be a part of that world. And so yeah, it's been an amazing experience, be it the mock shoots that we had, or the preparation that we had, or the actual shooting. I think nobody wanted to leave the set, even if the shooting went on for long hours. We'd want to be on this film set because it was so much fun. So it's been an absolute pleasure.
You felt that were similarities between 300 and the trailer? Yeah, so it is. See, 300 and films like 300 or Ben-Hur, or films like Gladiator, or films by Mel Gibson, and all those great directors had a huge impact on me. Huge impact. I spent years and years of my life going through them, thinking about the characters. So there will be an influence of them on me, definitely. But as a direct reference from that to this, no, I don't think it has. But indirectly, it will have, while we are shooting the battle sequences of that scale, and when we have seen battle sequences in those films like that, there are bound to be similarities. At the end of the day, an army is an army and they have to clash, and we have the camera has to place in a certain way and to be shot in a certain way. There are bound to be similarities, but I don't think there's a direct reference from 300 to this film. And I must also thank Mr. Preman for being on board. It has been a wonderful association. For us, Baahubali was such a dear child because we were carrying it for 3 years, and to present it to the audience across India, we needed genuine people who really love films. Films, of course, it's a business. Of course, economics play a role, but we wanted people for whom the passion for the film comes first and economics comes later. So we are lucky to have Global United Media as our partners, and I'm very happy that they are doing the Malayalam version of Baahubali. Thank you, sir. I didn't have much of opportunity to interact with you earlier, but we hope this will go much for a much longer time. Thank you very much.
So we're just running.
And I read somewhere that you are the main advocate that deal with Dharma production. So can you tell us more about that deal?
So yes, apart from being an actor, I was also in some form of production executive for this film. Well, firstly about the character of this film, it's in terms of, if I have to give you a reference or to understand what this is, all of us have grown up with these large epic stories of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all these big tales that we've heard of. Now, if we take the grey, the negative characters in those tales, Ravan or Duryodhan or tales like that, so it's in that space. It's somebody who believes in power, who wants power, and will go all out to get what he has to, and that's what I am in the film. So, which is why I'm not paired with any pretty woman. I'm paired with the big mace and the spear that I have holding in my hand. And yes, like she assumed that I was first a Hindi actor, but no, I did some work in Hindi. So I had some association with Karan Johar and Dharma, and well, Mr. Rajmouli was making a world-class product, and we needed many world-class people like global cinema here. We needed Dharma there, and lots of other people to put this forward to the audience.
Thank you so much once again, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here today, and we're expecting the full support for the movie, the post-release, which is on July 10th. On behalf of the team, I'm urging that the whole full support is there in appreciation for the movie, even after it releases. Thank you so much, have a great day ahead, and see you at Sacred Hearts Grounds.